Do you guys want cheap stubs on the market? Make sure you guys go to MLB.com, today's sponsor, and make sure you guys use code MAIT for 5% off your purchase. So boys, as you guys know, the first 99 overall is dropping to MLB The Show 21, and it is none other than Vida Blue. Now, I'm talking, of course, there are other 99s such as Chipper and Alfonso and Big Papi, but this is the first 99 that we are actually seeing that is coming from the game, and it's going to be through World Series rewards. Honestly, no other way I would rather have it than earning something in the game. Either this or a Flawless reward. I suspect it would be the first 99 overall, but I'm really excited for this Vida Blue. He looks like he's going to be really amazing. And at the time that I am recording this video, it is actually not the 14th yet, and they haven't revealed the second one, but I do have a very strong opinion, thinking that's probably going to be Hanley Ramirez. But I thought, what else should I rather do than talk about a how to make World Series video whenever this is coming out, literally tomorrow. So what we're going to be doing today is we are going to be going over the best ways to make World Series and how to do it and how to just become a better player. So the first thing that I would recommend doing, and the first thing that I want you guys to just genuinely know, is God Squad versus Budget Beast. Now, what I mean by this is completely different than what you're probably thinking. The big thing about God Squad versus Budget Beast is I know that I have a complete God Squad. I know we have pretty much the best team in the game, and even guys like me who go flawless and make World Series every single season aren't always going to have God Squads, and you're going to have to know how to utilize Budget Beast, and especially this year, the ball player. Now, I know that the ball player stats look terrible off of just the rip, but the ball player is the best card in the game, and you guys know this by now. Whenever you guys are using this and whenever you guys are doing this, make sure that you guys are analyzing your team for Budget Beast and guys that can be better, such as team affinities and such as really cheap cards. If you guys want really easy videos on how to do that and what cards are really good for cheap, make sure you check out the videos that I'm linking right now. They are going to help you out an absolute ton, and they are going to help you guys get the best cheap cards. Even guys like me have Budget Beast on my team, such as Kerry Wood, and then we've got some showdown beasts like Cliff Lee and monthly awards Corey Kluber. These are some of the best cards in the game. Corbin Burns, these guys like this that aren't collections but are simply monthly awards and just little things like this. You can analyze these guys and have absolute budget ballers. I like a lot of the other Budget Beasts too, such as Yordan Alvarez. This guy has been on an absolute tearing spree for me. He's hitting 390 off the bench. I did bench him for Steve Finley, and I'm going to see how Steve Finley does. I don't know how long it's going to last because Yordan's pretty dang good. I just want to try out Steve Finley since I just got Chipper, and we're going to see how that goes. Maybe I like one card better than the other. Now, the next thing I'm going to be talking about is to build a God Squad, and to build some of these teams like this, you're going to need stubs. And basically, some of the things that I'm going to be talking about here is, I know this is another plug, but I'm going to be plugging some of my stubs videos as I go way in depth. I'm going to have another stubs video actually coming out tomorrow. So we're going to be talking about all the little things. There's a brand new event coming around the corner that you guys are definitely gonna go after, because you're gonna be getting a lot of free stubs from the event, from Battle Royale, and especially flipping some of these cards in those videos. Lastly, this is what we're gonna be talking in the main perspective of the whole video, is I am gonna be talking about the best way to become a better hitter and to become a better pitcher. The first thing that I'm gonna say to become a better hitter, and this is gonna kind of annoy some people because it's pretty obvious, is going into custom practice and knowing how to absolutely excel in hitting practice, and knowing your weaknesses, knowing what you're good at, knowing what you're bad at, and going after them. So one thing that I always do before I hop in ranked is I'll go into these custom practices, and I'll go into here, I'll put against the God Squads. I personally like facing Tom Seaver. I feel like Tom Seaver is usually the best guy to face whenever I'm struggling, and so I'll use the expansion era boomers, and I'll kind of just play at Rockies Field. It doesn't really matter where we go, but we'll enter practice mode. And the big thing that I usually struggle with, and some of the things that I like to do here, is I actually like facing high and in pitches and low and outside pitches. So well, basically what you're going to be seeing in this is a lot of sliders, and how you do this is you actually go to practice type and you go to batting and you say, you know, pitch location request, what you guys want to face, and I like to go on the inside, middle, and in. So I go middle in and then high in it, and then I go low and away. And what I really like to do here is whenever I'm facing a pitcher such as Pedro Martinez like we are right here, it doesn't really matter the pitcher, just make sure that they have kind of a hard heater and a good slider, because that's usually what I struggle against in ranked. I know a lot of you guys struggle with that too. And so what we're going to be doing here is I'm simply going to be playing this. I'm going to be pressing start to start practice, and I'm just going to be hitting, and it's not going to be that pretty sometimes. Sometimes you're going to struggle, and that's just kind of how it's going to go. But you're facing high and inside pitches such as Ricky Henderson here. You can turn up the difficulty. Usually I either do All-Star or Hall of Fame. So we'll actually go to gameplay here, and we're going to switch it from All-Star to Hall of Fame. And if you're really struggling, and if you're going higher and higher in ranked, and it's late on the season and you're wanting to practice, I do go on Legend a good amount, because you're going to be facing a lot of inside pitches, a lot of low and away pitches that are coming in with a little bit of velo. Definitely don't go below All-Star here. I would say All-Star and Hall of Fame are going to be your go-tos here, and you can go Legend, of course, as well. But it's just kind of something that's pretty simple, and I know that everybody probably knows this by now, but it is a great way to practice. I know it's kind of annoying, even if you're just sitting there for maybe 15 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day before you get into a ranked game. Promise me, your first 3 innings aren't going to be very rough in ranked, because you're going to be using a lot of these guys that you have been taking swings with already in practices, and you're going to get into the game and it's going to seem a lot easier. Think of it as a BP to a game, batting practice, before you end up doing this, and it's going to end up helping you a lot. Trust me, you're going to want to do this custom practice. The next thing I'm actually going to talk about today is I'm going to talk a little bit about settings. This is going to be very brief, but the one thing about settings that I think that you guys need to do to make World Series, and I'm not saying you have to, because last year I was against the meta. Last year everyone was using pure analog and I was still using meter, but I think that if you are pitching this year, you got to be using pinpoint pitching. I think pinpoint pitching is absolutely amazing. I think it's very, very good, and it's something that you guys are definitely going to want to use. As far as hitting goes, I think strike zone or strike zone high are going to be the best settings. I think you're going to need to use these because they're going to make it to where it's a lot easier to not biff on a lot of things, and it's going to really help you to finish it as fast as possible and to win a lot of games, get that World Series reward, to get out, sell the cards, and all sorts of stuff like that. I think that is the big thing that you guys need to do, and these are going to be the best ways to win. I'm not going to necessarily go over all of the pitching things. The one thing that I'm going to talk about as far as pitching goes is if you are facing someone who struggles to hit something, whether it's inside sinkers, one thing that I always do is I force them to do it. So if they're chasing away, just keep on pounding it, pounding it, pounding it. When you're going to get hurt is whenever you give a player that you find a weakness in who can't hit an inside sinker, you give them a cutter on the outside plate and they take you yard. Just don't do that. Make sure that you guys are really working hard to make it to where you guys can actually just abuse their weaknesses and absolutely go to town. I'm a big believer in that. I'm a college pitcher. This is what I do in real life, and I also do it in a video game, but it works pretty much hand in hand. So I hope this video ended up helping you guys out, as this is going to be the second entry to how to make World Series. I want to do a new one every single time a new season comes out to kind of help you guys. But thank you guys so much for watching. If this ended up helping you guys out, make sure you guys drop a like and a sub. Helps me out an absolute ton. Thank you guys so much. I'll catch you guys in the next one.